Hello and welcome. Following strong upside momentum gain on Wednesday, buyers plan to continue pushing the European currency up within an upward correction and hit a new high, rising above 1.1380. However, bulls subdued activity at the level of 1.1318 resulted in a downward movement. Thus, breakout of this level and upbeat data on US jobless claims led to renewed pressure on the euro and decreased demand for the greenback. From a fundamental point of view, this can also be attributed to US inflation data to be released today. In the first half of the day, Britain is set to release a number of reports for October. However, they will hardly have a severe impact on the pound sterling. Nevertheless, slower economic growth and weaker recovery in industrial production, as well as the epidemiological situation in this country, may still affect the dynamics of the British pound and will come under more pressure. Germany will report data on consumer prices. The consumer price index is expected to decline slightly in November, which is good news for the European Central Bank and the Bundesbank. That means that inflationary pressures are easing. In addition, ECB President Christine Lagarde will speak today. If there are some hawkish remarks on the bank's bond buying program, the euro will gain in value. The main focus of market participants will be on US inflation data. Consensus economists expect the CPI to rise by 0.7% in November, month on month, compared to October's 0.9% rise. However, the annual inflation rate is forecast to jump to 6.8% in November, while the Fed's target level is only 2%. In this case, policymakers might begin discussing a faster pace of tapering their monthly bond purchases. Some members might propose a reduction in asset purchases as early as December. This would mean that interest rates might be raised in the late winter. All these would lead to a stronger US dollar. Besides, today's macroeconomic calendar includes the University of Michigan's Consumer Sentiment Index and inflation expectations. Thus, the trading day is going to be interesting. From a technical point of view today, bulls will try to protect the level of 1.1287. The euro-dollar pair is trading in a wide sideways channel. Therefore, it's worth focusing on the nearest levels. A false breakout at 1.1287 will create a buy signal. If the price breaks through this level, the euro will slide to 1.1263. From this mark, I recommend opening long position amid a false breakout. Long position on a rebound following US inflation data can be considered from 1.1238 or 1.1230. If the euro gains in value, a false breakout at 1.1318 or 1.1353 will create a sell signal. Short position on a rebound can be considered only from the high of 1.1381. If the price breaks through the fixes below 1.1287, the volume of short position will increase. If the price breaks through and consolidates about 1.1318, the euro will most likely advance to 1.1353. Speaking on the British pound, the currency has been trading sideways since December the 3rd. Moreover, there are no signals of growth. Its further movement will depend on today's macroeconomic indicators. In order for bulls to take the lead, the price needs to consolidate above 1.3237. In this case, a buy signal will appear and the way to the levels of 1.3261 and 1.3286 will open. From the level of 1.3286, it will be possible to open short position on rebound, counting on an intraday correction of 20-25 pips. Investors are able to protect 1.3237. A false breakout at this level 1.3261, coupled with unbeat data on Britain's economy, will create a sell signal. In this case, the main challenge of bears as to drag the price to that it could break through it and fix below 1.3205. If they succeed, the pound sterling is expected to extend weakness, falling below 1.3173. If the price overcomes this mark, it will most likely plunge to 1.3144 and then 1.3111. If bulls regain control over 1.3205, the middle line of the sideways channels, a false breakout will create a buy signal. Well, that is it. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments below. Good luck. Have a nice weekend.